Good evening and welcome to Estuary TV News. I'm Hugh Richards. On this evening's programme, we visit an internet filmmaker. I'll be talking to a cosmopolitan group of musicians and we'll bring you all the sports stories. But first, the news headlines with Richard Morris.
Hello, in the headlines today, there's a poisonous weed we should all be made more aware of, and breastfeeding groups in Caister are fighting to make the feeding more normal. Hull University will get a slice of nearly £1.3 million, which will be divided between 3 other universities. The research grant is for green technologies, which will help reduce carbon emissions from local power plants. Dr. Mei Hong Wang reckons the consortium of University of Hull, Imperial College London, University of Leeds and Newcastle University are the strongest research team in the UK or possibly the world.
In our Humber region, bear in mind we have more than a quarter of the refinery ability in the country. We have more than a quarter of the electricity generated in this region. So we release 60 million tons of CO2 per year. Therefore, carbon capture, power plant carbon capture in this Humber region is very important for the future. So it's significant for University of Hull because at our level, it's very difficult to get a big grant like this.
Ragwort is a highly poisonous weed which affects both humans and horses. Horses which have the poisoning show signs including flu-like symptoms and pushing their heads against walls. Ingesting can be fatal. That's why horse owners Tanette Smith and Denise Howie are launching a local petition to raise awareness of the poisoning.
The petition is to try and raise awareness with people with horses that this is a poisonous plant, and do not think because it's in your field your horse won't eat it. It will eat it. All horses, if you haven't got enough grazing in your field, horses at the end of the day, they're constant grazers. They will end up nibbling away at ragwort if there's nothing else in the field for them to eat. Also, the other thing is when ragwort's growing, it's like a rosette in the ground. So as the grass is coming through in spring, your ragwort's coming through too. And as it's all nice and juicy, the horses are eating it, and sometimes the horses can't tell that they're eating the ragwort as well, the ragwort plant as well.
Reading throughout the summer break will improve children's attainment at school. That's according to Robin Garland from the North East Lincolnshire Library Service, who has helped coordinate the Summer Reading Challenge. Around 15,000 invites were sent out to children across North East Lincolnshire to take part in the mythical maze-themed challenge. The Council initiative, in partnership with the Reading Agency, challenges children to read 6 books over the summer in an attempt to raise reading levels across the borough.
You find that the kids which carry on reading either carry on the same reading level or they improve their reading level over the summer, because part of the challenge is actually to challenge them to read books which they may not generally read as well. So it's getting their interest, and it's a fun way for something for them to do over the summer. We've got events going on throughout August in all the libraries. There's a different event each day for it. We've got Susanna Mees, who's coming again to do mythical maze storytelling event, and we've also got a celebration event at the end of the scheme for everyone who completes and actually managed to read 6 books.
Breastfeeding is, for some people, not something they would consider for their baby, but one group in Caister is aiming to normalise it across the market town. They're hosting the Mama Meet breastfeeding group, which allows mothers to meet, talk about their child's development and feed at the same time. They want local shops and businesses to recognise breastfeeding as a normal practice.
Well, the slogan "Breast is best" is really outdated and is from an old 90s NHS breastfeeding campaign. Breastfeeding is biologically the best way to feed your baby. Breast milk, it adapts and suits each child individually and is absolutely amazing in that it completely adapts to what the child needs at that feed. It's got millions of additional nutrients and minerals and vitamins that we don't fully understand, and we don't know exactly what's included, that formula milk just doesn't include, and it forms a closer bond between babies and their mothers, which is all being shown in lots and lots of research.
Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for now. If you've got a news story for us, then please don't hesitate to contact us on Twitter @EstuaryTV or on Facebook if you search Estuary TV. You can also call us on 01472 315561. Bye for now.
YouTube has become as much a media monster as any broadcaster. Its millions of users search music videos, watch games trailers, or follow cookery tips while looking at endless pictures of amusing cats. Only an inspired few generate that content. Dan Kemp visited a webmaster.
Animals selecting the winners of football tournaments are pretty commonplace at the moment. But to one boy from Willoughby, his predicting pet means more to him than most. Oliver Scott was born with some of his organs outside his body and required several operations when he was younger. Still, only aged 12, Oliver has taken to YouTube and become a hit.
I'm being interviewed and filmed.
We've raised, I would say, at least £22,000 over the 12 years since he's been born. Oliver's just, just took it off his own back. He's, you just hear him in the background and he's filming his latest episode. With the excitement of he's introducing himself, telling you what he's going to do, or he's trying to teach the dog to do some new tricks, or he's doing something with his younger brother Alex. So I think it's really good for his confidence, to be honest. I've noticed how confident he's become talking into the camera. He becomes a different person.
At my brother's school, my old primary, my dad, who works there, he's been showing the kids the videos and they've been predicting as well as Martha.
He's a bit like his dad, bit quiet at times, but he really comes into his own when he's doing his videos, which is, really good for him.
I've done some World Cup predictions with my dog, and I've been doing some reaction videos of me and some book reviews.
So we felt it was only right to test Martha the dog's predicting power. Who'll finish higher in this year's Premier League, Hull City or the Scott family's team, Everton?
Well, this season only, Martha is a Hull City fan.
Dan Kemp, Estuary TV News.
Zenith Nadir is an electric Latin fusion band recently returned from international duties. Their lineup is English and Mexican, and I'm joined now by violinist Selena Marshall and frontman Alejandro de la Rosa, who doesn't speak English and is here for purely decorative purposes. Selena, hello, welcome.
Hello.
Alejandro, hola, bienvenido.
Muchas gracias.
Selena, first of all, this band, it sounds incredibly exotic, fusion Latin electric. Tell me a little bit about this music.
Yes, our music is electronic Latin fusion. Basically, the base of our music is electronic, with an electric violin, keyboards, bass, and we fusion different things like cumbia, salsa, bossa nova, it could be tango, whatever. We fusion all of those rhythms with our music.
You've got a gig coming up around here at the end of this week, haven't you? Just better tell us where and when.
Yes, on the Friday the 8th of August, we'll be at the Withensea International Pirate Festival, and we'll be in Charlie's Bar.
And that's in the evening?
That's in the evening. It starts at 8:30.
How did you get together? It's a very exotic group, an English girl and Mexican musicians. It's a wonderful story.
Yes, basically I went to the university from Lancaster University, and on my year abroad they said, okay, you can go to Spain, you can go to Mexico. So I said, okay, I'll go to Mexico. It was a bit more adventurous, and so there I met Alejandro first. First we were promoting different bands, different gigs, and then we decided to do our own band.
It's a fairly specific genre of music, isn't it? I suppose we're all familiar with those Latin rhythms that you've described. But how long has it been electrified, as it were? How long has it been?
Oh, from the beginning. From the beginning, we said, okay, we want to be modern. We don't want to go with the things that have maybe already been done. We want to be innovative, and basically try something new.
Have you been successful? Have you been touring long?
Yes. Well, in 2012 we went to Tijuana. Well, I think they say Tijuana here, don't they?
I say Tijuana.
And also Chiapas. And so they were the tours that we did in Mexico. Obviously, we play in Mexico City a lot. And last year we also came to the UK again.
And how do you go down in Mexico? I mean, this is the home of the music. Do you get a good welcome?
Yes. Everyone is very supportive of our music, and maybe they come in the doors and they're not sure what to expect. But by the time we finish, they're, you know, clapping and cheering.
Are they surprised to find a violinist from the banks of the Humber?
Well, I think they must be. I mean, I've never asked, but I think it's a bit different for them.
And how do you, I'm afraid my Spanish isn't up to asking, but how do your colleagues, how do they enjoy being in the UK?
Oh yeah, they love being in the UK. I mean, they would like to play here very, very often.
You've been touring here a bit as well. I know you've got the gig coming up, but
Yeah.
just locally around Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, you've been doing some work as well.
Yeah, last week we were in York. We were in York Hospital. They asked us to come to lift the spirits of the patients. That was a really good concert. And on Saturday we were in Bradford. And soon we're going to be in places like Ripon, also Blackpool, and Harrogate, Paley Bridge, Sowerby Bridge, and so we have quite a few dates.
And is this the future then for you as a career, as a bilingual, multi-talented musician? Is this everything for you now?
Yes, yeah, this is my career, and you know, we hope to take it to many, you know, like the highest level.
Well, you have a sort of a very transatlantic existence, I guess. If you, I mean, how much time do you spend in Europe and how much in the New World?
Well, mainly I spend most of my time at the moment in Mexico, sometime in UK, Europe, but we would like to do maybe half and half, or even live in Europe, you know.
I should mention you've got an album out, Zenith Nadir, the name of your band, Parallel Lives, the name of the album.
Yes.
Where can people get this?
This is available on shops like iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, all of those that you know.
Brilliant. Good luck with it, Selena. Muchas gracias, Alejandro.
No, gracias a ti.
That's all we have time for that. We must go now to Dan Kemp for the sports news.
Thank you, Hugh. We'll start with Rugby League, and Hull Kingston Rovers co-captain Josh Hodgson has signed a 2-year deal at the Canberra Raiders. The NRL club will have Hodgson from the end of the current Super League season. He joined KR from Hull FC back in 2010 and has gone on to make over 100 appearances for the Robins. On the field, the side lost 28-10 against the Widnes Vikings, and Hull FC shocked league leaders St Helens, beating them 19-12 on Friday night. After a meeting with Hull City chairman Assem Alam, the Hull Tigers ladies have put in place a 6-year plan to reach the Women's Super League. The side narrowly missed out on promotion last year, and they hope to go a step further in the coming campaign by putting in place a new club structure to allow the team to run more professionally and successfully.
We've got Danny Johnson. He used to play professional football, so he knows, you know, a bit about the game. He's got his own coaching academy as well, Tiger Tots. So it's good that he can link that into us. And we've got Matt at the end there. He's going to be running the development squad. And we've also brought in a guy called John Noonan as our strength and conditioner. He's worked with Chelsea men's. I met with Dr. Elam about 3 years ago and spoke about him, you know, having a bit of an interest in Hull Tigers ladies, and you know, he was very, very supportive, and he has been ever since. He's disappointed, as we all are. I mean, we missed out on promotion by 1 goal, which is very hard to take, but he recognised how upset about it we was, and the things we're putting in place to make sure we do get there next year. Before 3 years ago, there was no support there whatsoever. You know, the girls were paying subs. Now they don't do that. Dr. Alam has said he doesn't want them paying to pay for this playing for this club. We've got all the training wear. You'll see the girls train in the background with the training tops on, and, you know, we've got track suits. We have breakfast before we go to our games. It really is a professional setup as much as it can be.
Former Scunthorpe United striker Billy Sharp, who is now available on a free transfer after leaving Southampton, is unlikely to rejoin the Iron, according to manager Russ Wilcox. And one final line of transfer news is that former Hull City man Robert Corran has signed a 2-year contract at the Melbourne City in Australia. That's all for the sport. Back to you, Hugh.
That's all we have time for this time. If you have a story for us or you want to get in contact, please email news@estuary.tv or contact us via our Twitter or Facebook pages, or pick up the phone and call 01472 315561. Until next time, goodbye.